Chairman.
Let's start again. Secretary Noem, you are recognized for your remarks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Ranking Member Peters, for the honor of allowing me to be here today. Thank you to all the senators for your participation and oversight into the Department of Homeland Security. I'm looking forward to visiting with you about all of the accomplishments that we've been able to tackle these first several months of this Trump administration. I'm also blessed to have my husband with me today, so I thank him for his support and my family's support as well as I fill this role for our country. Having previously served 8 years as a member of Congress, it's my distinct honor to be on this side of the dais today as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Today, I'm proud to discuss all of our accomplishments since President Trump took office, and he has set us a full agenda as a priority. High on the list is the mandate, and was the mandate on the very first day, to secure our southern border and to start deporting illegal criminal aliens. The border crisis is the biggest problem that was facing our country, and it was one that was imperative to fixing for our nation's future. We're solving this crisis at a record pace, and we have delivered the most secure border in American history. We've obtained near complete operational control of the border, with daily encounters down 93% since President Trump took office. And because we're fixing this biggest challenge so quickly, President Trump can focus on other priorities as well and problems that are facing the American people. Let's just look at the last 10 days. Last week, he signed a historic prescription drug reduction and pricing executive order that will slash prices for the American people. After that, he went on a trip to completely rewrite America's relationship with the Middle East. During this trip, he secured trillions of dollars of new investments in the United States with several Middle Eastern countries. He's also taking steps towards rebuilding our relationship with Syria. The last living American hostage held by Hamas, Eden Alexander, was finally released and returned home to his family. He announced major new trade deals with both China and the United Kingdom. And just yesterday, President Trump jump-started ceasefire talks between Russia and Ukraine. And with only the kind of leadership that President Trump could provide, we prevented the breakout of an all-out war between India and Pakistan. These historic accomplishments were possible because President Trump confronted right away the chaos at the southern border. President Trump can continue to not only make America safe, but he can also continue to work to make the entire world safer. Now, at the Department of Homeland Security under President Trump, we've already delivered a drastic turnaround in Homeland Security, from the southern border to our Coast Guard to cyberspace. And we're just getting started. The secure border has allowed our men and women of law enforcement at DHS to zero in on fighting cartels and their illicit activities. Under President Trump, we have designated 6 cartels and 4 dangerous criminal gangs as foreign terrorist organizations. This has allowed us to take a whole-of-government approach to going after these murderers and these drug traffickers. In March, fentanyl traffic at the border fell 54% compared to the previous year. And once again, the United States is enforcing immigration laws to arrest, identify, detain, and remove dangerous illegal alien criminals. We're prioritizing those that are a public safety threat to people, especially those who are affiliated with the terrorist organizations MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. Customs and Border Protection has worked to enforce President Trump's America First trade agenda, and the Biden administration's trade policies that hollowed out America's industrial base have been changed. We are no longer shipping our jobs overseas. Instead, we're using tariffs as an effective negotiating tool. The Department of Homeland Security is reforming emergency management in this country. We have the FEMA Review Council, which will be doing the work to make recommendations and also work with this body to change the department into something that actually gives more local and state control. And that first council meeting is today. We are also taking steps to defend the nation's transportation systems, which are vulnerable targets for attack. The Transportation Security Administration is responsible for ensuring all of the safety of individuals who travel. In a single day, there are 45,000 flights and nearly 2.9 million Americans and passengers in the United States. We're also fulfilling our obligation, and did do so, to implement Real ID, which was enacted and put in law over 20 years ago. Validated IDs secure travel, safeguard our elections, and help make sure that we never experience another tragedy like 9/11 again. And as technology advances, so do the threats to our nation. That's why cybersecurity is so crucial to our future. Countries like Communist China have the capability and the intent to infiltrate and to potentially disrupt our critical infrastructure systems. Despite these threats, the Biden administration instead used CISA to promote politics and police speech. Under President Trump, we've been working to get CISA back on its intended cybersecurity mission. The Coast Guard is the only branch of the U.S. Armed Forces that is under the umbrella of the Department of Homeland Security. It has many missions with specialized needs. And as we secure our southern border, the cartels have shifted their activities out into our maritime borders. The Coast Guard has already surpassed fiscal year 2024's drug interdiction numbers just since President Trump took office. And they have also excelled at search and rescue while interdiction of illicit substances as well. Still, the Coast Guard is facing our greatest readiness crisis since World War II. We have a plan to reinvigorate this critical component to make sure they're ready for the future. And with Force Design 2028, we will transform the Coast Guard into a more agile, capable, and responsive force. We're making sure that they have the resources and that they have the vision to lead and to be the point of the spear in the future. Now, since I took office, one of the responsibilities that I have is in reforming the Secret Service. We've reassessed the Secret Service's needs. We've gotten recruitment away from DEI recruitment that the Biden administration was doing, and we're making sure that they're equipped and ready to take on the task of protecting our future leaders and the leaders of today. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you and thank this committee for your time today and allowing me to get the facts out into this important issues and topics that we'll be discussing today and to visit with this committee. I'm so grateful to the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security for all the good work they're doing to serve the American public. They're examples of bravery and patriotism and dedication. It's our responsibility to continue to provide for them the resources that they need to continue doing the important work that they do. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I look forward to answering your questions, and I yield back.